Got a couple updates here. First of all, you have the Alamosa police officer and the adult male shooting victim from Thursday's shooting near the 1200 block of Denver Avenue have been identified per a press release issued by the city of Alamosa on Monday. Mollee Heeney, 25, is a 2-year-old veteran. Wow. Pretty young 2-year veteran of the Alamosa Police Department. She underwent surgery and is expected to make a full recovery. Mollee Heeney, 25 years old. So, good deal. Good news, right? Police officer rushes into the line of duty to solve other people's problems. Ricardo Rangel, 41-year-old Ricardo Rangel, also underwent surgery and is in stable condition. You gotta love your honest cops. My God, you gotta love your honest cops. You got to love. Who doesn't want good government, good laws, and good cops? Who out here doesn't want those things? Could you imagine if the law actually served us all? Could you imagine if you were a victim of crime and then the law and the court system actually protected you? Could you imagine that? 2 juvenile suspects were arrested at the time of the incident. They remain in custody. The investigation is ongoing and is being conducted by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the Alamosa Police Department. All suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. No, not in Michael Gonzalez's court. In Michael Gonzalez's court, he'll sit there and call the other person a victim over and over again. Even though there's been no preliminary hearing, he rejected it. There's been no crucible of cross-examination. There's been no questions asked at all. In fact, it looks like the original complainant wrote his complaint in Crown. I couldn't get anybody to listen. Talk to that guy, talk to that guy, talk to this judge, talk to that DA, talk to... So, all suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This was written by the staff report, alamosanews.com. There was, let's see, shooting Alamosa. We'll come back to that because there was the article of the shooting, right? What happened on Thursday night. Here posted July 6, 2022. Now, Kim Wood, 12th Judicial District announces Costilla County Court vacancy. I remember meeting Kim Wood for the first time when I was accused of a felony. And when I was accused of a felony, we were all laughing and having a good time in court. And then when I get, called up there, and then we're not laughing anymore. Kind of reminded me of It's Always Sunny when, was it Mac or Dennis? Mac goes up to the crowd, they're all laughing, and he was like, yeah. And then they all stopped laughing and looked at him and was kind of like, you don't know us. You don't know the inside joke. Why are you laughing with us as if you've been a part of our... That's kind of what it felt like. I thought, I want to be on the fun, laughing, cool team too. I liked her haircut, and I was pretty much disappointed by her ways. As a result of Judge Woods' resignation, so Costilla County Judge Kimberly Woods has resigned effective January 10th, 2023. Now, that's interesting. She's been the judge for 20 goddamn years. Kimberly Woods was judge in 2003. So she's been judge for 20 years. And she wasn't just a judge. She was also like the domestic court litigator or something. It seems like she just kind of added authority to the side over here. Like, you are a judge or you're not the judge. Well, I'm the magistrate authority for the domestic violence. I don't know what's going on because you had the Alonzo Payne who was, forced to resign, I guess, or he just chose to resign. Now she's resigning. Like, what's going on? I mean, we had Robert Willett, but there was somebody before him, and then you had Alonzo Payne, and now you got Ann Kelly. We'd like to, stick with Ann Kelly, right? Let's have a new pair of eyes on. I mean, that Robert Willett, he don't give a damn about Tecumseh. He don't give a damn about somebody's puppy being ran over viciously and criminally and psychotically. He doesn't give a damn. He don't care at all. I remember when I called him about it in his office, the DA investigator in the background was saying, this will never see the light of day. Which is a weird reaction because now they're trying to make it seem like they don't even know who it is. Why are y'all freaking out? This will never see the light of day. Just say, well, who's the suspect, right? If you're being honest, but they just kind of keep coming up reasons, excuses for why they're not going to be police officers. Hey, anybody want to be a police officer? Anybody want to be a judge or a lawyer who tries to stop the crime in the community? Anybody? How about the citizens? Any citizens who want to stop crime? Am I the only person in Conejos County and Costilla County who's anti-crime? Don't hurt another person. Thou shalt not injure another person. Right? The golden rule. Anybody else in Conejos County? Anybody else in Conejos County and Costilla County ever heard the golden rule? You do unto others the way you want to be done unto. Don't even ask the elections. They're going to go ahead and Nathan Rubel is going to register all these people in the RV park. So they don't live here. They live temporarily here. They live in an RV. So they don't live here. But he's going to go ahead because the RV park owner, who's a Republican, is telling them to get registered. So Nathan Rubel is going to register all those Republicans in the RV park who don't actually live here. Meanwhile, if you bought land and you've been here for 4 years and you was honest when you were there and when you came back, is that the biggest problem for Nathan Rubel? Too many people coming in trying to pay their taxes. Too many people trying to come in and update their voter registration. That's the biggest fucking problem in the goddamn world for Nathan Rubel. What? You want to register to vote? Eyebrows? Tell him no. Hey, Eyebrows. No, he wants to pay his taxes. You remember when you fucked him over for them? Yeah, he wanted to pay the tax and you told him no? Yeah, you don't remember, do you? Yeah, we pay you $20 an hour to fuck people over. Good job. You fucked them over once, you fucked them over twice. Why? No wonder people have a low confidence in the institutions of America. What's the 10% approval rating? Hey, how do you feel about the institutions of America? 1 out of 10 Americans say they're doing great. So, yeah, that doesn't bode well for the institutions of... Also, why the hell be a damn Democrat? Why be a Democrat for 4 years? So, a bunch of Republican assholes could fucking treat you like shit. And then at the end of the day, you say, hey, well, okay, they never invited me to the caucus, and they never said anything or this or that, but can I at least vote no? So, you know, the polls, I don't know. I like Jared Polis. He seems to be up 20 points, but this is the year of the bloodbath of the Democrats. The Democrats are poised to get slaughtered at the polls. And so it doesn't make any sense. Did you deliver? Were you a good representative? Did you give a damn? So many Christians and yet not a single Jesus Christ. So many Christians yet no righteous people. So many Christians yet nobody that can lend an ear or be empathetic or have a person's back or be by a person's side. Can I have a witness? Doesn't that come out of Christian? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? To be eligible, the applicant must be a qualified elector. Okay, let me just read this article. She's resigned effective January 10th, 2023. So not really. She's still got power for another 2 months, right? And then the 12th Judicial District Nomination Commission will meet August 16, 2022 to interview and select nominees. To be eligible, the applicant must be a qualified elector of Costilla County at the time of investiture and have graduated high school or attained the equivalent. I would have liked to, not to, just run for like big major positions, but anything. I bet you there's like planning and zoning boards where they're like, we need another person to sit here. Or there's some other board, library board or something. Well, we need one more person to, we're supposed to have a 3-person board here. We only got 2. And it's always happens like that with local government. So you actually would want a local government that knows how to use their, local, intelligent, progressive people. I could write grants, a whole bunch of stuff. Not only am I willing and capable, I would do a fucking fantastic job. So I'm like, it's stupid not to embrace a revolutionary who lives right down the damn road from you. Huh? Based upon the record made on the General Education Development Test, the annual salary for this position is $44,000. Fucking shit. Could you imagine making $44,000? I'd be a millionaire. It's a 25% position. I don't even know what the hell that means. You take 25% of all the money that comes in Is that why they're always like trying to fucking? Is that what the fingerprint thing is? Fingerprint him so we could take $60. You get 15, and then I'll get the initial, or I'll get 15, and then you get the initial term of the office of a county judge as a provisional term of 2 years. Thereafter, the incumbent county judge, if approved by the voters, has a term of 4 years. A provisional term of 2 years. So, yeah, I wonder who the new person was chosen. Application forms are available. The chair, Justice William Hood. Office of the Court Executive, Christina A. Wingert. Applications are also available on the court's homepage. The completed application must be emailed to the address listed in the instructions below, no later than 4 p.m. on July 27, 2022. Late applications will not be considered. Any person wishing to suggest a candidate to fill the vacancy may do so by letter to be submitted to any member of the nominating commission with a copy to the ex officio chair no later than 4 p.m. on July 20th, 2022. The members of the nominating commission for the 12th Judicial District are Terry Wetherill and Charles Powers of Creed, Juanita Martinez of San Luis, John Montgomery of Del Norte, James Valente of Alamosa, Emma Martinez of La Jara, and Christine Canale of Crestone. So I wonder if there was a Martinez. They did a background check, right? And they saw that I smoked weed in Chicago, and then there was that I stole a sticker machine when I was 18 years old in Florida, and I had a bunch of false fucking shit, and it got dismissed. So pretty much a clean record, but just a couple. But I asked for a background check for them. They got a background check for the first time I actually reported a crime. Velasquez did a background check. And then he made sure he turned on his little lapel camera too. Double up, triple up on the protection. Okay, man, I just want you to look at this thing. She stole my money, and I just... first thing I asked Velasquez is he opposed to stealing, rape, and murder? And then he kind of shrugged his shoulders, and then... Was it Martinez? There was somebody there in the corner, the secretary, just looking at me, like giving me weird looks and stuff. Are you opposed to murder, rape, and stealing too? What I'm trying to do is make a connection. I know that you don't know me, so the only connection I was going to make was I grew up, Christian, so thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. You agree with those, right? But I didn't get that reassurance. I haven't got that reassurance from anybody, the entire planet, since I've been born. Well, the school of life. The school of life, but that's a nice reassurance, because I know you all could be pieces of fucking garbage. I know y'all are trash. I know you could be mean motherfuckers. That, goddamn, I know that. Can you be good? Can you be manly? Can you be decent? Can you want, better things for yourself and the community and others? I mean, are you able to empathize? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Okay, you did background check on me. I smoked weed in Chicago. I stole a sticker machine from Pizza Hut when I was 18 years old on a college spring break trip when I just turned 18. 2001. So spring 2001. And I had some speeding tickets and seatbelt infractions. And while... Talk about respect for the law, too. My God. But I don't know, the arresting officer, Soto Cruz. Let's get, extensive background. He got, they get your Social Security and your driver's license, and they run it through something, right? And then find out, here's something, but it's all dismissed. Did you see the part where it says dismissed, or did you, Anyways. Let's see. Juvenile allegedly shoots Alamosa police officer and a man. Interesting how they're allegedly. And I feel like we're protecting the juvenile's name and protecting his reputation and his name and his honor and his decency. If you're going around shooting people, it depends, right? It depends. Is it self-defense? I want to know some details. They're kind of not telling me any of the details. So what the heck actually happened here? Because there's only so many options, right? Somebody just started shooting. Why? They just like hearing loud sounds? They're crazy. They were doing a police action. They were, firing warning shots, or they were shooting targets, they were hunting. Something happened, right? They had a reason for the shooting. A good reason or a bad reason, whatever. But some person said, I'm going to pull this trigger for A, B, C, and D. Colorado police officer shot twice, expected to make a full recovery. Alamosa officer shot Thursday, stable and communicating, the chief says, newsyahoo.com. So just pull up these 4 articles and read them, and then, just call it a day, huh? It's big news. Big news. Costilla County judge at 20 years is stepping down. Barely even got a chance to know you. I saw a YouTube thing. I don't know if she got a new drone. She got one of them $300 drones from Walmart. $48,000. That's not too bad. Or $44,000. So she's been making $44,000. Is it for 20 years? Is that what we could assume? And then who was the new judge? Did we pick a new judge? So anyways, to the Martinez, how come we don't get a background check? You guys want to vet me? Okay. Crystal clean. Now who the hell are you motherfuckers? Who the hell are you assholes? Nobody's telling me shit. Do you have a name? I got a couple names. I got a face, and I got videotape. Does that count as evidence in the 12th Judicial District or not? Because the thought of somebody criminalizing me and me having to videotape it and maybe get justice later on, I don't know if I could just sit and let you criminalize me. I mean, these little petty 1s and 2s, but like Deputy Keith Schultz says, if it gets to 6 or 7... So let's read Fox21News.com. Alamosa officer and victim shot, minor in custody. I like Andy Griffith. That's the ideal, is it not? Just go out there with your name and the respectability of your name. Just go out there and settle the situation without a gun. 2 suspects are in custody after an Alamosa police officer was shot while responding to a call on Thursday, October 27th in Alamosa. According to the Alamosa Police Department, the shooting happened at around 4:10 p.m. Thursday while officers were responding to a disturbance in the 1200 block of Denver Avenue near 12th Street. The APD said almost immediately when the officers arrived, a minor apparently pulled out a handgun and shot an APD officer twice. The officer, who was not identified, was taken to the hospital for surgery, is in stable condition. According to APD, she's also communicating a second shooting victim. A man was also found near the location and was taken to the hospital. Okay, that seems little kind of crazy. The cops showed up to the scene so I could understand the criminal shooting, but then, the shooting at them. But then, what are we shooting at this man for? Was the man just a bystander? Like, what the hell's happening? What the hell's happening? Police said one of the suspects, a minor, is in custody and there's no threat to the public as far. So there's only so many options, right? Was this a police action? Were they just defending themselves? Was there any kind of, rational basis for the shooting, or were they just criminals and as soon as the cops showed up they just start shooting? Because if it's just criminality, I want to know who they are. I want to know what the hell they were doing. And they say there is no threat to the public. Are you sure? They don't have a friend of a friend. They're not part of a gang. And I guess maybe what they're saying is that they've arrested the shooter. So okay, that does actually make me feel somewhat more comforted. But I want to make sure. I don't want to have a system. How many innocent people are you willing to throw away? I feel like one innocent person is too much, right? So you got to make sure that you almost have to have 100% and 99.999% success record. Charlie Manson, he went to jail the very first time when he was 15 years old for a bounce check. And then when he goes to juvenile, he's getting raped all the time. And then he just stays in jail for pretty much the rest of his life. He goes out to California and started that cult or whatever. They said numerous agencies, Ann Kelly's on this. Good. We need to keep Ann Kelly on this. Make sure Robert Willett stays the hell away from all of these cases. He didn't want to be a part of the felony animal cruelty case. So if he doesn't want to be the DA, why is he running for the DA? If he don't want to protect victims and, uphold victims' rights, I mean, we already had a problem with victims' rights. We already had a DA that didn't give a goddamn flying fuck about victims' rights. We don't need to go back to the days of Robert fucking Willett. Hey, remember when we had Robert Willett who didn't give a fuck about us? Yeah, I remember that. Remember when he didn't care about crime? Or if there was a presence of justice or peace? When he didn't give a shit about Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Alamosa Sheriff's Office, Conejo County, Monte Vista Police Department, Colorado Division of Wildlife. Why are they a part of this? There's a wild panther. Monte Vista Police Department are assisting the Alamosa Police. So many motherfuckers. So basically, 100 people of the establishment of the system knows what's going on. Did they then update us? Did they tell us on the Facebook or Twitter page what's going on? We're just supposed to believe, oh no, right? And you don't want anybody to get shot. But if the police were doing some shit, well, then they would keep their cards close to their chest. I mean, I'm not the only person that's seen Training Day. Right? If you're a corrupt cop like in Training Day, well, hell, you don't want anybody to know the details of what the heck went down. A juvenile suspect is in custody after shooting of Alamosa officer. And man, I'm willing to give the police officer the benefit of the doubt, but I just hate that I don't know. So it's left up to the imagination. I just showed up and he just started shooting. There's a principal in Kentucky that said he always blames both of them because even if one person was, responsible for the physical attack, the other person was, he said jawing. So the other person was talking shit, right? Two people, it takes two to tangle. It takes two to tangle. So if two people are, involved, then it's a percentage is to blame for one and a percentage is to blame for the other. The one who started it is the biggest culprit, I think. I was just peacefully sitting over here. And then he came over and kicked me. So then I punched him in his mouth. And then he wanted to... And then it just escalated. But he was the initial aggressor. I was peacefully sitting over here reading a book underneath the shade tree. The injured's taken to the San Luis Valley Health Regional Medical Center. Why do we have so many words? To the hospital. To the SLV hospital. Is it a non-profit? 401c. We're undergoing surgery as of Thursday. A juvenile suspect is in custody after the Thursday afternoon shooting of an Alamosa Police Department officer and adult man. This is by Megan Ululani Boyanton, Denver Post. A juvenile suspect. The officer was shot twice after police arrived at the scene of a reported disturbance at 4:10 p.m. Okay, that's better. So they did show up to the scene. It wasn't like in the 1200 block of Denver Avenue in Alamosa with the juvenile producing a handgun almost immediately. So kind of, they kind of ambushed him in a way, kind of not, I don't know. The police are on their way, right? Police also found an adult man shot nearby. Both were taken to did he get shot while they were there or did he just get shot? Did they hear gunshots beforehand? Because it's almost like, well, the cops showed up and then the damn teenager shot her twice. Oh, and then this 41-year-old over here, he was shot too. Well, how come we're not really asking any? The juvenile suspect is in custody. A news conference is scheduled at 11 a.m. to provide updates. And the police encourage anyone with information or witnesses to call the department at 719-589-2548 or email apdadmin. Okay, don't. Call them. 719-589-2548 if you have any information. And post something on YouTube if you know anything about it. And not the internet stalker. Colorado police officer shot twice, expected to make full recovery. 2 juveniles arrested. A shooting involving police was under investigation in a small Colorado town. 4:10 p.m. October 27th. So this is 5 days ago when someone reported a fight or disturbance at the 1200 block of Denver Avenue. Almost immediately when the officers arrived, a juvenile suspect produced a handgun. Why do you say produced? Like he had a baby and shot at Alamosa. He pulled it out of his gun. He had it by his side and then lifted his, produced a hand. Did he pull it? Was it already pulled? Was it holstered? Was it inside his jacket? Was it carried concealed? The whole point of carry concealed, the reason why that was illegal, was so that we knew that you had a gun. It was already out of your person. Produced a handgun, we want to see the rifle and the shotgun and the handgun. But it needs to be on outside of your person. It needs to be strapped or holstered. The officer was shot twice and was taken to the San Luis Valley Health Regional Medical Center, is currently undergoing surgery. Officers located another shooting victim. A man in the area, second victim, rushed to the hospital. They provided a brief update to the public. Chief Ken Anderson noted several times that they are very early into the investigation. Very few details are available. Anderson explained the officer was in stable condition. Wasn't he the same guy that said if a person lunges at you with a truck, it's okay to, or that's okay. A person is allowed to lunge at you with their truck and their vehicles. That's fine. That's nobody. On Monday, Alamosa police identified the officer who was shot as 25-year-old Mollee Heeney. The public is welcome to provide donations to help with Heeney's recovery through the Colorado Springs Police Protective Association. Why Colorado Springs? She's just right here in Alamosa, so you can just like drop chocolates off her. Just give her cash, right? She's gonna. When filling out the form, you have to choose the donation as designated and include Officer Heeney's name. Too many steps. The Alamosa Police Department says Heeney is expected to make a full recovery. Good, it sounded like it. The citizen who was shot, yeah, what the hell has happened? And then also, 41-year-old Ricardo Rangel, he was last listed in stable condition, so nobody knows. Originally, it was announced that one juvenile had been arrested in the case. On Monday, police added 2 juvenile suspects were in custody, and neither suspect are being publicly identified, and it's unclear if either one are going to be charged as an adult. If these rat bastards are going around shooting motherfuckers for no goddamn reason, they need to be charged as an adult. You're big enough to pick up a gun and point it at people and start shooting, and then also how, a juvenile, like how young, like a 2-year-old, okay, dismiss the case. But 15, 16, 17, you know what the hell's going on. The response to this incident by our law enforcement agencies was tremendous. District Attorney Ann Kelly said the day after the shooting, the Alamosa Police Department has worked incredibly hard to make sure that their officer was protected and safe. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call 719-589-2548. Alamosa is located on the south side of the state, southwest of the Great Sand Dunes National Park. KKTV 11 News will provide updates as they become available. That was Tony Keith. And then last but not least, Yahoo News. So it looks like just a sentence here. The man who was shot remains in critical condition. Well, shit. So that's the update on the shooting that happened in Alamosa. We basically don't know anything. The police know everything. We need the truth. In order for justice to be a true, the truth is a foundation for justice. The tree of justice needs the truth. The water of the tree of justice is truth. Truth is the water to the tree of justice. How can you know how to proceed unless you got the details? We know more about the David Delata case than we know about what's going on in this case. So anyways,